It's coming up on 3 years since a tornado tore through Springfield and western Massachusetts. And here with us to talk in particular about Springfield's reaction and recovery in that time is the mayor of the city, Domenic Sarno. Mr. Mayor, thank you for being with us. Always
Jim,
a pleasure,
always
sir.
a pleasure to be with you.
Let's go back to a really tough day in the city's history. Late afternoon, June 1st, 2011, tornado starts over in the Westfield area, rips through Westfield, West Springfield, comes across the river, tears through the south end, just south of City Hall. In fact, trees are brought down in Park Square, not 100 yards from your office. Terrible damage as it goes on across the city and out to the east. Where were you? What was the immediate reaction for you?
I was on my way back downtown when the calls came in, and immediately contact was very difficult because whether cell phone contact, regular phone contact, because many lines were down. We had to literally move the walkie-talkies. So my next move was to get to our emergency preparedness center, and in which, with my vehicle, I had DPW trucks trailing me. I had my lights on because traffic was at a standstill. At that point in time, really to get as Commissioner Fitch would say, get your arms around it, we were in immediate search and rescue and triage, and command points were set up on 50 Maple Street with police and fire and ambulance services. The first responders, especially police and fire, reacted very heroically. They saved many, many lives, and then we worked from the Ray Sullivan Center on Carew Street. And I'll forget it, 3 or 4 times we had to go into the basement on that. And a lot of us couldn't even check on our families, first responders who were in harm's way. But really, the first 72 hours was search and rescue and triage before we moved to stabilization and then eventually to rebuilding. So we had it was a good team. We were tested and true. And we reacted immediately on it. I'm very proud of everyone that was involved in it.
Let's talk about that. After you get through the initial rescue, recovery, tough decisions have to be made. There are buildings damaged across a wide swath of the city, all kinds of neighborhoods. Tough decisions had to be made. In some cases, buildings had to pretty quickly be condemned and brought down, and it was tough sometimes.
I'll never forget when we left the command center to post. It was probably around 1:30 or 2 in the morning, and we went down to we commandeered the Mass Mutual Center, which they're very appreciative of the state. We had about 400 families down there, and I started walking down South Main Street, and some of the cops were telling me, "Hey, Dom, Mayor, you're not going to believe it down here." It was surreal because downtown the utility lines are underground, so buildings were shredded in half, demolished, TV sets were on, lights were on. So it was probably, they said, "Have you been up to East Forest Park yet?" I said, "No." And I'm Springfield born, bred, and proud. They said, "Mayor, you're not going to be able to recognize Island Pond Road." I got up there probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I went home to check my family to make sure they were okay and freshen up for an hour or two, and it was unrecognizable. The first, again, 72 hours, and we had police, fire, the National Guard, state troopers. We had shutdowns that were occurring, but it was search and rescue. And with our building commissioner, Steve Desolette, and also the state MEMA and MEMA people, it was done to make sure anything that was a potential life-threatening situation had to be dealt with immediately, and that's how we handle it. And that's why you have to have trusted, knowledgeable individuals around you when you have to make those decisions. Because really, pretty much for I won't say 3 months, but really for the first 3 weeks, it was really nonstop.
Let's come forward now. A tremendous effort went into getting things back to normal as much as you can, to making people whole again. There was a huge community effort, meetings, discussions, sections of the city that were focused on. How do you think Springfield has done coming back, recovering, rebuilding?
The first chief of FEMA, Nick, and he was a retired fire chief, and he said to me, he goes, "There'll come a day," he said it publicly too, "that Springfield will be used as a example on how to handle a natural disaster. He indicated to me he's been all across the nation where some natural disasters turn into man-made disasters because of the way they are not handled internally. But the team that we put together, and it was really the people's resiliency, no matter where I was day and night, people were not complaining. They were, Mayor, what can we do? And we all worked together. And now you see, and immediately, probably a week to 10 days into this, we were already thinking about rebuilding. But then we said, why don't we make this into a master plan for the entire city? And I'm very thankful that I was able to get on loan from Westfield State University. Jerry Hayes came on loan, and I'm very thankful to Mass Mutual that I was able to get Nick Ventrolakis on loan to start this master plan with my internal team. So we decided, obviously, triage, search and rescue was first. And that really was first 72 hours in the first couple of weeks. And then we started moving into stabilization, making sure, you know, that this was not only rebuilding structures, rebuilding human lives. So then we put the plan together, and now you see coming to fruition. We've done a very, very good job. There's more to be done, but if you look at East Forest Park, all the rebuilding has occurred with the homes, bigger, better, stronger. You look at the South End area, the businesses that have been rebuilt. South End Community Center will finally be rebuilt. You look at the Central Street corridor, the transformation that has occurred there, and Brookings Community School, that's being rebuilt. East Forest Park, Dryden's being rebuilt. We've worked very closely, Congressman Neal and I, with Bishop McDonald on Cathedral, and that's finally going to be built as we move forward. So in tragedy, and Governor Patrick and the administration were absolutely wonderful, and General Smith, National Guard, there was a silver lining in these storm clouds, and Governor Patrick and I almost said it in unison about a week out as we did a press conference right at the General Edwards Bridge at the corner of Island Pond Road and Roosevelt Avenue there, and that's what has come of this. So from tragedy, and thank God, Jim, no one was killed in Springfield. I know we had deaths in other areas. We had about 38 to 42 individuals that were hospitalized with injuries, some severe, but thank God no one was killed. You imagine, Jim, if this hit at 2:38 in the afternoon, all our kids would have been in school, all our kids. If it hit at 4:38 a.m., we would all have been asleep. So God works in mysterious ways.
Mayor Domenic Sarno, thanks for coming in, looking back on a tough time and what's come of it for the city of Springfield. Appreciate you having time for us, sir.
Thanks, Jim. Take care.